Hello, Rob Cornish here, and this is a very short video to show you the benefits and features of SpyBar. Now, the first thing to say is that SpyBar doesn't involve any cumbersome downloads of desktop software. You don't have to boot anything up and wait for it to load. You don't have to go to different websites or anything like that. Instead, SpyBar sits as one icon in your browser. And if you look up here in the top right, you can see mine is installed just there. So it's a single icon which is ready and waiting whenever you need it. So let me show you a few different websites from different niches, and we'll use those to demonstrate some of the features that SpyBar has. So the first website is this one, which is a photography niche website. And if I click on SpyBar, you can see instantly it tells me about this WordPress website. So first of all, we have the theme information up here, then plugins. If there's any newsletters, it will tell you about that, and we have a more info section at the bottom. So let's go through this in order. First of all the results here are linked. So for example, if you go to a website and you particularly like the design, or you wonder what theme they're actually using, then with one click you can find that information out. So if, for example, I click on generate here, this is the name of the theme. Okay, you can see a new tab opens, it does a Google search for me and tells me, I can see straight away, this is from StudioPress, okay, and I can obviously click through, find out more information on that particular theme. Let's go to another site. This is in another niche, in the health niche, okay, and again we can click on SpyBar. This time we've got a different theme and a number of plugins which are quite interesting, but the one that's particularly of interest, I think, that isn't very common at all, is this pin button attraction. So I wonder what that is. Let's click there and find out. So we can click again, new tab, Google search automatically, and we can see the top result here is pin button attraction. So we can click through, take a look at what this is all about and whether it, we might want to use it for our sites. Now it turns out this particular plugin is a way to increase your traffic. It's a traffic generation plugin using Pinterest. Okay, so new plugins and themes are coming out all the time, new WordPress tools. So this is a great way, with just literally a couple of clicks of your mouse, to instantly find out and discover new tools that can really help you with your own sites. Now if you do local business marketing, then this is really useful as well. So this is a site called Durango Space, which is basically a local business in Durango, Colorado. And you can see, if I just refresh the page here, they've actually got quite an interesting animation that's going on here. Now you may or may not like this, it's just an example of course, but again, if you see something like this and you want to know kind of how they're doing it or what's going on, then just click on SpyBar. Again, we've got the information. There are some interesting plugins that they've got going here, but I think the one that we're interested in is probably Slicker Flicker. Okay, that's kind of obviously an image related plugin. So let's go and investigate that. Okay, so WordPress Slicker Flicker. Okay, it's found it for us, so we can click through and see straight away that this is about slideshows and galleries and so on. It's actually a free plugin. Okay, so you can see this saves you not only an awful lot of time, but it can save you a lot of money as well. So you don't need to be spending necessarily massively on all these premium plugins. There's some really great free ones that you just probably aren't aware of, and new ones coming out all of the time. Now it's also useful for sales pages and different styles of pages, membership sites and so on, many of which run on WordPress. There's just, that's probably the most common platform out there. Now this is a pretty standard joint venture page here, so nothing particularly going on, but if I scroll down, this is quite interesting. I think that they've got this countdown timer. Okay, so how are they doing this? Alright, well, let's use SpyBar to find out. So we can click on SpyBar. You see they're running optimized press, very common that. But in plugins we have UJI countdown. Okay, so let's go and investigate this. Okay, we've got some Google results. Click again, and here we go. This is completely free. So you know, you may or may not want to use that for your site, but I hope you can start to see that whenever you see something, a feature or a design that interests you, this is a brilliant way to find out what's going on, and particularly for leaders in your niche, or gurus, so-called gurus, you can basically effectively spy and see what's going on in their sites just with a click of a button. Now here is another website. This is a local business site, so again, very good tool to use for local businesses in one of my favorite places in Flagstaff, Arizona. And again, not, I don't suppose, a particularly attractive site, but let's see what's going on here. And again, we've got some results, but in the more info section we actually get some additional features and different additional tools here. So if you're particularly doing local business, then you know you'll know that it doesn't really take many links to actually rank very high. You know, if you're doing a restaurant, for example, or working on a client site. So there's some tools here which you can use to help you, again, just with basically one click of the mouse. The first one is SEO Explorer. So if I click there, this is going to take us through to Majestic SEO, which is premium information on backlinks, okay, and SEO. So again, if you're looking at a website and you want to know the profile, how authoritative it is, this is a brilliant tool. Obviously, if you have a Majestic subscription, then you can get even more information. This is completely no charge at all for this information, I should say, that you're seeing right now. But you really don't need to actually spend any money on this, because if we go back to this plugin, to this site, sorry, click on SpyBar again, we've got this other option. We just looked at SEO Explorer, but if we click on this one, which is called LinkedIn, what this is going to do is take us through to Alexa and give us all the backlinks for this site. So you can go through this. If you look at your competitors' sites, see who's linking to them, and literally you've got links right here you can follow and go and get those links for yourself to improve your ranking. Particularly useful for if you do this for niche sites, and most of all I think for local business sites as well. Really useful stuff. And you can see in this case there's 3 pages of linked data. You can get up to 5 pages, again, just with a couple of clicks of your mouse. Now finally, here's another niche, the stock trading niche. I know from personal experience this is very profitable. Now what you can do, you know, often there'll be contact information on the site, but sometimes you need to dig a little deeper. You know, it might be that you can see a site actually building a list, and you might want to just send them an email saying, hey, you know, would you like to recommend my product to your subscribers? You might be interested in getting a guest post, all sorts of different things. So if we click on SpyBar, you'll see there's actually a who is link at the bottom. So I can click there, and this is going to take us through to the the who is information for this site. Obviously I've blurred this out for privacy reasons in this case. Now finally, if we go back and I click on SpyBar again, there's a link to the members area. So if I click there, we can go through to the members area of SpyBar, and this is where you can download updates to the software, which we will release going forward, your bonus for the product, support information, and you can make enhancement requests as well. And all the installation instructions are there. It literally takes 20 seconds, 30 seconds to install, and that's it. So I hope that gives you a good overview, and you can see the power of SpyBar for yourself. It's literally something that I use every day, several times a day, and I think you're going to absolutely love it as well and find it really useful for your business. So scroll down, click on the Buy Now button, and I'll see you in one moment inside the SpyBar members area.